Hi guys, welcome back to another video in the jewelry space. So in today's video, in part 3 of this jewelry space, we are going to be covering another two very small cap companies in the B2B jewelry side. Okay, similar to Sky Gold that is there, we have two companies. One is Ashapuri Gold Ornaments and the other one is Utssav CZ, Utssav CZ Gold Jewels. Okay, so these are the two companies that we will be doing today. And again, like I told you, these are very small companies. One is around 340 crore ka market cap and the other one is around 529 crore ka market cap. Okay, so let us understand, are they like better than Sky Gold? Do they have a do they stand a chance to compete with Sky Gold, or how is their growth rate looking like? Okay, and what does the future look like for them? Okay, so first let us start with Ashapuri Gold Ornaments Limited. Okay, so these people, again, just like Sky Gold, it comes under that same league, where all of these people, they don't have their own jewelry brand. Okay, these people get jewelry done for other companies that are there. Okay, like for example, you have Kalyan Senko Titan, which are jewelers. Okay, so these people make jewelry for these big brands that are there. Now let us specifically talk about Ashapuri Gold Ornaments. Okay, so these people hail from Ahmedabad, from Gujarat. Okay, and these people, what they do is, once they get a contract from these big jewelers, these people are involved in design. That is their major work. They design. Sometimes what these people are doing is, their design is not just done in-house. They sometimes give the design also to third party. That is like, you're giving it to some other person and then you're taking the credits. Matlab, you're paying them and you're doing it under your name. Okay, the main difference over here between this Ashapuri Gold Ornaments and Sky Gold is, if you look at Sky Gold has people who designs for them, and they also have their big manufacturing unit now, where everything happens. They don't outsource anything. Wahan pe something is happening in-house, whether it is a design, whether it is the work you're doing on the jewelry, which we call it as job work, and the entire manufacturing is happening for Sky Gold in their Navika plant in Mumbai. Whereas when you come to Ashapuri Gold Ornaments, these people only do the design in-house, and sometimes even in this design also, they outsource the design work. Okay, but when you talk about the jewelry banana, they outsource this jewelry banana. Listen to this they outsource it to another third party. So depending on the contract, depending on the kind of work they're getting, they get this job work. Isko, they are doing उस ज्वेलरी पे, उस गोल्ड का ओर पे आपको जो काम करना पड़ता है, उसको हम बोलते हैं जॉब वर्क बेसिस. ओके, सो इसको वो लोग आउटसोर्स करते हैं. ओके, एंड दैट इज हाउ that is how this business used to operate. And over the years, especially after 2020 2021, इन्होंने क्या किया है, they are right now, what they're doing is, they're also getting this job work or this manufacturing done in-house also, and reducing the dependency on a third party. Okay, but having said that, like I told you ना, ये बहुत छोटा कंपनी, 340 crore का मार्केट कैप का कंपनी है. there is no disclosure के like, इनका जॉब वर्क जो है और वो जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जो करते हैं, कितना हो रहा है इन हाउस और कितना हो रहा है थर्ड पार्टी से, बाहर से आ रहा है. ओके, these people have a showroom in Ahmedabad, in Gujarat, like I told you. वहाँ पे they have a showroom which is around 2194 square feet, which is where most of the design manufacturing work happens. Okay, so this is more or less यहाँ पे the business model. इनका main showroom है वहाँ पे Ahmedabad में, and they believe one of the strong points of having this Ahmedabad में showroom is all of the jewelers that are there. Malabar Gold and Diamond, Joss Alucas, Joy Alucas, their offices are also around, in that area, so it makes them easy to get in touch with the other retail jewelers that are there. Okay, other than that, they have their corporate offices. आपका sales, आपका salesman जब जो होता है, उन offices, वो छोटा corporate offices are there in different regions of India, such as New Delhi, Bangalore, etc., Rajasthan, Calcutta, Chennai and all. Okay, now other than this, if you see, again, this is like a very छोटा क्या बोलते हैं, छोटा company है, very family owned type of business that is there. Okay, that is what it is. Now let's focus on यहाँ पे numbers. Like, we've got the business model right, let us just now focus on the numbers, actually, like, how the numbers are. Okay, now if you look at the numbers are good. If you look at the sales is up 95% year on year. अगर आप देखते हो on a half yearly basis, that is 6 months of this year versus 6 months of last year, it is up by 103%. Similarly, अगर आप उनका PAT भी देखते हो, PAT is up 92%, and अगर आप half yearly basis पे देखते हो, it is up by 172%. Okay, so good numbers in terms of growth metrics, in terms of operating leverage also. ठीक है, other than that, इसका actually मुझे एक interest आया is because यहाँ पे, as you know, Titan Jewelers, these people people have signed a contract, they have gotten an order from Titan Jewelers to manufacture jewelry for them. That is what piqued my interest over here कि like Titan इसको क्यों मतलब इतना छोटा market cap company को अगर order दे रहा है तो कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा, there must be something, right? So Titan has given them an order, but there is no specific amount कि like itna crore ka order book, that is not there. It's just that from July of this year, okay, July of 2024 to let's say the other sorry, August of this year to July of 2026, in this period, in this the next 2 years, they will give them order, and there is no specified order amount when and if they give order, it will get translated into sales. There is no definitive amount as to which particular product are they doing for Tanishq or Titan, which particular what is the kind of order that they're expecting. So that is a ambiguity over here with the entire business. Okay, अगर अब हम कैश फ्लोज पे बारे में बात करते हैं यहाँ पे, you will see that कि like उनका long term borrowings उतना कुछ नहीं है, it is quite negligible, but उनका short term borrowings जो है, right, that has risen up a lot. Okay, other than that, if you see उनका receivables भी जो है ना, that is also has increased from 9.3 to 20 crore. So these are the two things I would say in the financial statement that like caught the eye. But I think it's for a couple of reasons. One, like I told you, these people are now targeting to build relationship with a lot of organized jewelry people that are there, like Titan and other people. Now if you have to do that, you have to, for all of these things you need working capital requirements. Now first of all, you're dealing with commodity. Up gold is a commodity, you're dealing with that, right? And on top of that, you're a B2B jeweler, right? The worst part of that, B2B jeweler also, आप तो सारा का सारा job work में कर रहे हो, which means what, you have to get the inventory, you have to get the gold, and you have to go give this gold to another person to do the job, and then he will give you, right? So आपका यहाँ पे खर्चा तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, right? Working capital का खर्चा तो बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा है, right? So that is why I think, again, I am guessing that is the reason, because of the business model. I am guessing that is why the working capital ka loan or the short term borrowing aapka jo hai, that has increased by such a huge amount. The other thing, if you see receivable also, like I told you, this is a B2B space, right? And if you've seen in B2B space, in the jewelry space, you've seen jiska bhi company hai, there the receivables has been shot up. One of the reasons you'll see from the leading player in this space, that is Sky Gold jo hai, they have told ki already this B2C players, Kalyan, Titan and all, यहाँ पे इनको already pressure आ गया because of inventory losses. That is why we have cut some slack. It could be because of the same reason also, यहाँ पे थोड़ा receivables का जो days है, or the payments that are there is getting a bit delayed from the client end because of the same thing. The other reason also could be is because see, Q3 is the best season for all these jewelry players, right? अगर आपको Q3 में माल Q3 के लिए आपको तो माल like 2 महीने पहले ही करना चाहिए, right? And you will supply it. So probably you have sold it, but you haven't got that money, because of that huge rush that comes in Q3. You probably haven't gotten that money back from your client. So could be either of the any reasons that is there. Okay, but over here I will tell you the big negative, I wouldn't say negative, but one thing I would say from my own personal thing, like my opinion, if I have to tell you, one thing I don't like about here is like when you look at other B2B jewelers ना, सबका खुद का manufacturing facility है. There is very little that they give to outside people to do job work. They do so because उनका पास capacity नहीं है. I mean Sky Gold doesn't do it. If you look at RBC jewelers, जो उनका wholesale का sales आता है, over there also you see ना, they do maximum in-house only. Very few, very rare cases even there they're getting job work done by third party. Similarly with that Utssav also, nobody. So the fact that over here, first of all, you're a B2B, इतना problem आएगा. On top of that, आपको उतना कुछ खुद का manufacturing में उतना, because like I told you ना, here the manufacturing facility is hardly 2194 square feet, right? You can also understand over here why they're so much dependent on a third party to get the job work done versus getting in-house. That is one of the big negative, I'll tell you. The second big negative obviously is the one lack of disclosure. So the fact is यहाँ पे growth है, अच्छा है and everything, and you might feel like अरे इसका तो stock is cheaper, valuation is cheaper compared to Sky Gold, you might feel like that. But there's always a reason why the valuation is cheaper, because if you look at Sky Gold has been executing over the years, right? A lot of execution has been brilliant over there, and the disclosure is also top notch. Because of all of these reasons, this Ashapura gold ornaments, it can never match up to Sky Gold, that is it. The third, I will tell you the biggest risk or the negative over here. Okay, see, first of all, over here things are going well because अभी तो पूरा का पूरा गोल्ड का सेगमेंट में आप देख सकते हो कि लाइक पूरा का पूरा टेलविंड आया है. सो एनी थर्ड बॉय फोर्थ बॉय ऑफ द क्लास आल्सो विल रियली डू वेल. आप छोटा भी छोटा प्लेयर हो, यू विल डू रियली वेल. ओके, दैट इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम. द प्रॉब्लम इज यहाँ पे दीस पीपल आर एन अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड प्लेयर, एंड वन शिफ्ट दैट वी आर सीइंग इन द रिटेल ज्वेलरी स्पेस, मैं रिटेल में बोल रही हूँ, विच इज लाइक कल्याण, गदगिल एंड ऑल दैट स्पेस. ओके, B2C, वहां पर भी एक शिफ्ट हो रहा है फ्रॉम अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड स्पेस टू ऑर्गेनाइज्ड स्पेस. दैट इज व्हाई यू सीइंग ऑल दिस कल्याण एंड ऑल गांड फाड़ नंबर्स डाल रहे हैं वहां पे, राइट? सिमिलर Similarly over here in the B2B also, why do you think Sky Gold is able to grow at that faster rate? It's because they're capturing market share, right? Because itna sara retail jewelries are, वहाँ पे तो unorganized से organized है. So obviously an organized jeweler, would want to source from an organized supplier also, right? That is why Sky Gold is gaining so much momentum, right? In terms of the tailwinds and everything, right? Because if you see the penetration in the organized jewelry space, right? 40% is organized, 60% is unorganized. But अगर आप B2B में ज्वेलरी स्पेस में अगर आप देखते हो, वहां पे हार्डली 15% is organized jewelry manufacturers. Other than that is unorganized space. So obviously यहाँ पे organized going forward will become more, and आप you will start to gain momentum. यहाँ पे आशापुरी गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंट्स इज अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड ज्वेलरी प्लेयर, एक छोटा सा फैमिली बिजनेस है, दैट इज इट. ओके, दे आर नॉट लाइक अ बिग कॉर्पोरेशन. सो एज अ रिजल्ट क्या होगा, देयर कुड बी अ लैक ऑफ इंटेंट टू ग्रो. like you would see that there is this one company called Jyoti Resins and Adhesives, right? like they are like a happy family business. They don't have that, like, how do I tell this, not jigger, but that hunger for growth. So that could be missing over here because of a family business. The second thing, like I told you, they stand a chance to lose out in to the likes of even Sky Gold and Utssav over here, is because these are organized player. And abhi to trend, agar aap not even in jewelry space, agar B2C B2B, everywhere you're seeing the trend now, that the trend is shifting from organized to unorganized to organized. So jitna yahan pe momentum zyada ho jayega retail jewelry ka, unka supplier bhi also they would want an organized space. So which is a biggest risk. Now because they are an unorganized player, these people will have again a bigger hit coming when the raw material ka fluctuations hoga. See, like I told you now, coming back to the first point that I told you, disclosure nahi hai yahan pe. So now we are facing this inventory losses with a lot of gold jewelry people. So yahan pe ye log gold hedge kar rahe ya na kar rahe, how are they hedging, nobody knows, right? Ultimately when things go up and down, the organized players don't suffer, it's the unorganized players that suffers the most, because इनके पास क्या होता है, hedging उतना कुछ नहीं होता है, right? Because hedging आपका two main टाइप्स का हेजिंग होता है. एक होता है आप एमसीएक्स में जाके हेज करो, विच इज बट वहां पे एमसीएक्स में जाके अगर आपको गोल्ड हेज करना पड़ता है, यू हैव टू पे अ लॉट मोर प्रीमियम, ठीक है, विच आई डोंट थिंक दिस पीपल हैव दैट मनी टू डू दैट. द सेकंड थिंग इज यू हैव टू गो टू जीएमएल. जीएमएल का एडवांटेज क्या है, आपका इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट कम होगा, एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट यू गेट द हेजिंग बेनिफिट ऑल्सो. इट इज अ गुड थिंग, राइट? बट जीएमएल का प्रॉब्लम क्या है, इफ यू हैव टू गेट गोल्ड फ्रॉम गोल्ड मेटल लोन फ्रॉम अ बैंक, राइट, then you have to give some sort of collateral, and here most of the collateral you have to give because you're dealing with a commodity. The bank needs collateral in the form of FD, right? So यहाँ पे क्या होता है, these people don't even have that money to keep in FD so that they can get that GML का loan also probably. So the entire thing over here, raw material का fluctuations के वजह से these people again could get impacted. There is no disclosure as like if so it happens, what could be their inventory losses. Third, they do not have that aggressive planning as like what Sky Gold or any other jewelry company has, right? Because they are a family based business. Fourth, they are on the they are on the other end, where, because see, every time now we are seeing the growth is coming when you're shifting from unorganized to organized, but this is an unorganized player, sorry, this is an unorganized player. So these people will face the brunt even more compared to the other. So here is the thing, right? I mean, see, growth is the most important parameter. You will hear me telling, you will hear me telling sales growth is everything, right? It's like God over here. But having said that, sales growth, ultimately I keep telling you first every time, like business model ko samjho, because this 94% ka sales growth is nice, but the real question is probably will they be able to sustain it, and it becomes harder for them to sustain this 94% ka sales growth. That is why you see, because of all the reasons that I mentioned, risk यहाँ पे, there is no, अगर let's say एक company 3 क्वार्टर से 100% को ग्रोथ कर रहा है, ठीक है, हाउ इज इट इवन पॉसिबल कि लाइक वो इतना सस्ता वैल्यूएशन पे पड़ा रहेगा, राइट? इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. देयर इज ऑलवेज अ रीजन कि लाइक एक कंपनी जो है व्हाई इट ट्रेड्स एट अ लोअर वैल्यूएशन देन इट्स पीयर्स, एंड नाउ यू नो व्हाई, बिकॉज दीस पीपल हैव नो स्कोप, दीस पीपल आर लाइक एन अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड प्लेयर ओवर हियर, एंड दैट इज व्हाई यहाँ पे इट ट्रेड्स लोअर in spite having a similar growth rate as Sky Gold, in spite of having the same growth rate as its peer, it still trades at a lower valuation because of inherently the nature of the business model and the risk that is associated with it over here. Okay, so that is with Annapurna, sorry, not Annapurna, what is that, Ashapuri Gold Ornaments. For some reason I've been, since the time I've been analyzing this, I've been calling it Annapurna, because whenever I read this company, the only thing I can think is that Annapurna Swadish, that FMCG company that is there, like almost like same names. Okay, next the second company will be doing is Utssav CZ Gold Jewels. Okay, now यहाँ पे even here also Utssav CZ Gold Jewel, very छोटा market cap है, around 530 80 crore का market cap. But one difference over here from Utssav to, let's say, the likes of this Ashapuri Gold that is there, Utssav is at least trying to be that organized jeweler. You know, they are in that, at least they're hoping or they're aiming for that compared to Ashapuri. Okay, so Utssav also same thing. यहाँ पे they are a B2B. ये manufacture करते हैं gold. Specifically, what kind of gold they do? They do this 18 carat and 22 carat. But ये plain gold jewelry नहीं करते. They do this studded jewelry. You know, you might have seen that earrings में एक stud होता है, या आपका like what I'm wearing is a plain gold jewelry. Okay, but you know those pendants होता है ना, pendants के साथ वो stones होता है, bracelets पे वो stones होता है and all of that. This is called your gold, studded gold jewelry. So this is what Utssav Gold does. That is what they're specialized in. And यहाँ पे in this Utssav में can you see that Utssav CZ is there? CZ is nothing but cubic zirconia. Okay, so that is also a type of gold, you know, type of a speciality over here. That is what they're famous for, you know, doing this. Nowadays you get na gold, you also get in this rose gold color. So that is what they manufacture. ठीक है. Now इनका अगर आप देखते हो, इनका खुद का manufacturing facility है, which is in Andheri in Bombay. Okay, and this Andheri in Bombay, the manufacturing facility that they have is 8,275 square feet. And when they came during IPO in this year only, I think somewhere in August, yeah, probably July or something. In that time they came, and at that time they had expanded the capacity by adding additional 1,275, you know, capacity that they had done. Okay, so over here you can see now they unlike that Ashapuri where you're getting it done from outsiders, you know, job work is done from outsiders. Over here, you know, everything is happening in-house. You're getting it manufactured. You have your own people who's doing the job work and everything. So over here, that is, I would say, a bit win compared to Ashapuri. That is there. Okay. Similarly, यहाँ पे if you look at them, उनका sales जो है 95% आते हैं domestic से, 5% आते हैं export से. In the year 2023, right before coming to the IPO, because they came to IPO in 2024, they started exporting to other companies that are abroad in countries such as USA and UAE. And they're also eyeing, you know, to make sure to take this export target, you know, to much more in terms of revenue contribution. अगर आप उनका states देखते हो, Gujarat, Maharashtra and UP are the, you know, these three states literally contribute 50% of the revenue. In fact, you might have seen this DP Abhushan. I have done a video on that also. उस DP Abhushan का, like, these people are the one of the suppliers to DP Abhushan, and there is another listed player, Kalamandir Jewellers. You know, so for these two players, these people are the, you know, listed players. यहाँ पे these people supply the jewelry also. Here again the same thing. यहाँ पे you will see the sales जो is up by 80.36% on a half yearly basis. That is September, 6 months of September of this year versus last year. अगर आप March FY24 say if you compare to September, you see that the sales has been up by 54%. Similarly, PAT on a half yearly basis is up by 48%. And अगर आप March से देखते हो, it is up by 58. One of the reason you see half yearly में, you see that PAT is grown by 48, whereas the sales has been grown by 80.36%. So थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे operating leverage miss हो गया ना, you can tell. So क्यों हुआ है ये half yearly is because if you go back and look into the income statement, you see their manufacturing cost has literally doubled on a half yearly basis. Okay, now this could be because, you know, they're getting a lot of order, right? And like I told you, they had installed that capacity. Probably it is going at full fledged, you know. That is why, you know, and maybe the demand, maybe the order book is really great for them. That is why probably the manufacturing cost has gone up. That could be one reason. Second could also be the manufacturing cost has gone up because I do not know how are these people calculating manufacturing cost. I do not know. Again, lack of disclosure over here. I do not know what do they consider manufacturing cost. Do they consider even the gold, like, you know, they buy the commodity? Do they consider that also, like, you know, the purchase of it? Is it coming under inventory or is it coming under that? Do not know. Maybe because the fluctuation in gold prices that is there, that has happened, maybe that is one of the reason the manufacturing cost has gone up. So I do not know what exactly this manufacturing cost is there, but this has literally doubled from last half year to this half year. As a result, you see, because of this, you see that the PAT that is there has been a bit squeezed, you know, because expenses has been doubled over here as a result of that. Okay, other than that, if you see उनका working capital में थोड़ा दिक्कत है. If you look at the cash flows, आप उनका inventories देखो has been, you know, it is more, receivables, all the other parameters that are there has doubled, and as a result of which you see that the cash flows that is there has turned negative. Now again, this could be, you know, one, like I told you, since you are a B2B company, Q3 में बहुत अच्छा season है retail jeweler के लिए, so you have to stock up the inventory, everything, and you have to, you know, make make gold for them. It could be that reason, because considering the sales has been up by whooping 80.36%. So my guess is, to prepare for the best Q3 season that is there, they have literally loaded up on the inventory and everything, and also maybe to hedge themselves against the fluctuation of gold prices. Receivables, again the same thing over here, also the same logic, that we gave for Ashapuri gold ornaments. Okay, overall I would say Utssav is a much better company compared to Ashapuri gold ornaments, because of the reasons that I told in terms of risk with Ashapuri, right? Like family jeweler versus, let's say, they are an unorganized player, yeah, पे organized player hai, they intend to grow and everything, right? So this I would say. But having said that, with both of these companies, there is a big I would say the big factor is the lack of disclosure. You do not know, you do not know if this growth rate is going to be sustained. So you probably have to take it one quarter at a time, and probably, if you are invested in these kind of companies, you have to get your allocation really right over here. That becomes very important. And you just have to make some decision based alone on the numbers alone. There is no other saving grace over here. Just looking at the sales, you have to look at sales and operating leverage parameters. You have to make a decision whether you continue to buy, sell, or hold. Okay, but either ways, if you look at it, right, I mean, when you compare this B2B players, whether I can't compare RBC over here in the list, because RBC is like a combination of both B2C plus B2B, so it isn't right to compare. But if you had to compare Ashapuri, Utssav, and Sky Gold over here, you see that one, Sky Gold has a far better growth rate and execution capabilities that is there, and it is a much more better organized player because of its scale compared to Utssav, compared to Ashapuri, right? Like if I had to rank them in that order, it would be Sky Gold, Utssav, and then the Ashapuri gold ornaments. And I think because of the way the execution has been with Sky Gold, because of the disclosure, because of the plans that they have, right, I think that is why it deserves a higher valuation compared to the other two companies that are there. Okay, so by the way, this is that about these two B2B jewelry company that is there. In the next video, I have another two chota companies hai, similarly like these two, but in the B2C category, not in the B2B. ये B2B था, B2C category में और दो company है, we'll cover that. After that, we will do the big players such as Kalyan, Titan, and Senko in one video. Okay, so that's it for today's video. See you again. Bye.